first one would be to review the applicable zoning codes, building codes, any overlay codes, federal and state level codes that would apply to that piece of property. We like to call that a preliminary zoning analysis. So in that zoning analysis, we're going to check for things such as setbacks, height limits, floor to area ratios, square footage requirements, just to be sure that we can deliver a design that is in junction with what the owner is potentially envisioning to put on the piece of property. So the second item to check for is a soils report. We always tell our clients, if you're an escrow on a lot or interested in a specific piece of property, it's always good to see if a soils report or a geological investigation has been done on the site. Another alternative would be to hire a geological engineer to do maybe a single boring or a hand boring, just to get a general feel for what the soil properties are on the site. Another item we tell our clients to look for is the location of the utilities. Are all of the necessary utilities, are they present on site? Do they need to be run from the site? If so, how long would that run be? Permits for these will be oftentimes required, and this can hold up the process of the build. Is there vehicular access to the site? So this may seem like a no-brainer, but creating an accessible road or vehicle path to a site, these things can be extremely costly, and again, you don't want to be several hundreds of thousands of dollars into a project and simply just have a vehicle path up to a site. So this is a big one. What is the slope of the site? So it's difficult because often in the coastal communities of Southern California, some of the best views you're going to get are on steeply sloping hillside sites that overlook the ocean. Although these may have some of the better views, it is generally more difficult to build on a sloping site. You're going to have to grade, you're going to have to excavate, you will most likely have to install retaining walls. Those costs can all add up. So alternatively, if you were to find a flat site, you could take those costs that you saved and you could allocate them towards, let's say, the finish out of the house, the interior of the house, finished materials, and you could get a much higher quality house at the end of the day. So this one is kind of California specific, but is your house or your piece of land next to a body of water? So there are regulations in California, or there's a regulation in California called the California Coastal Act. And if your house is within a certain distance to the coast, you'll have to go through an additional review process through the California Coastal Commission to get your plans approved to build your house. So review any easements recorded on site. So typically during escrow process, you'll receive a preliminary title report, and you just want to make sure you go through that pretty thoroughly to see if there's any easements recorded on the site.